Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. So, this week I'm going to give you a little education. I talk and talk and talk about your bills and checking everything. So, this week I got a phone call from a client that received a $1,300 lab bill. And they were like, I don't understand. I checked, the lab was in network. I don't understand why I have a $1,300 lab bill. So I went in, looked up the plan that she had, and her labs are supposed to be a $50 copay. So I said, all right, well, do you have the explanation of benefits or EOB from the insurance company? She said, I don't know, I'm going to have to look for it. I said, okay, well, find it and see what the EOB says, because my concern was maybe it was a specialty lab or something like that the insurance disallowed. So lo and behold, the client finds the EOB and the insurance processed it correctly, and it showed on the EOB that she owed $50. So she calls me back and says, what do I do? I said, well, you need to give that to the lab and say you applied my adjustments and payments incorrectly. All I owe you is $50. And she was like, oh my goodness, I never really do this. I wonder how many times I've overpaid. Exactly. When it's a smaller amount, sometimes you don't pay attention. You just pay the bill. Maybe it's $100 and you go, oh, I had labs, I'll pay $100. Maybe you don't owe anything. Maybe you just owe $25. Maybe you only owe $50. The whole point is you don't want to overpay. And the only way to do that is to do your due diligence. It's just like, I know people don't even reconcile their bank accounts anymore because they can just look online, the balance looks good. But, the old saying when people used to reconcile their bank statements, if you run a business, you're reconciling things. You have to reconcile things because you have to keep good tax records. So it's the same kind of thing. You need to get the EOB, look at it, put it in, make a folder for the EOBs, or if it's online, depending on the company. And then when you receive a bill, match it against what the insurance says you owe. Sometimes insurance does process things incorrectly, and then you can ask for an appeal, get them to reprocess the claim. But in this case, the claim was processed correctly. It was the lab that didn't apply the payments and adjustments correctly. So a client has contacted the lab to get that resolved. So that's my tip for this week. Make sure you're sure, even on the small amounts, that you're not overpaying for your services. Compare any bill you receive with the explanation of benefits from insurance and make sure those match up. And if something was denied by insurance, let's figure out why and make sure that insurance processed it correctly. So until next week, peace out.